Organ in the house? Yes. So my cousin and my cousin's family go to the same church that Billy goes to. And so years ago, my cousin told my mom, was like, you gotta sign an autograph for this guy, Billy. I'm like, okay. Billy Chung, he's at the church. So I did, signed that, and then years later, I meet Billy in person. He's become my friend now, so it's a good thing. And he's now videotaping for me, so I can have a little evidence copy of this for myself. So thank you, Billy. The funny thing with Billy, we were both on a Star Trek cruise, like the first year. They were about to do the announcement of the guests for the following year on a Star Trek cruise, so everyone's in the main promenade area. And I'm standing there next to Billy, and this fan walks up. And he walks up, and he looks at Billy, and he looks at me, and he looks at Billy, and he looks at me, and he looks back at Billy, he goes, so Garrett, do you have an insight as to who the guests are gonna be before they make the announcement? And I'm standing next to Billy going, are you kidding me? I know people say Asians all look alike, but come on, right? Come on. No, Billy's a handsome man. But the funny thing is, Billy was sitting next to me at the last Star Trek cruise, this last year. And this fan comes up and is like, oh, is this your dad? Billy's shaking his head right now. He's like, nope, don't tell the story. He goes, is this your dad? And Billy immediately shoots back, I'm younger than him! Which he is. He's 8 years my junior, okay? Boy, was he pissed. His wife, Jen, was with, later comes up, and he's standing next to Billy, and another fan comes up. He goes, Garrett, are these your parents? And then Jen goes, I'm younger than him! All as well, right? His wife. Which was hilarious. My parents were on the cruise as well, so she actually found my parents and brought my parents down, and he goes, these are his parents! Is what Jen did, which was hilarious. Right? I like sitting down. I just want you guys to know, I did not know that I was gonna be doing this until 2 days ago. It's like, yeah, you're gonna be in this part of this thing, Jeff Rector's gonna be in it, James Frame, Bonnie Gordon, you know, and you're just gonna be hanging out and just kind of like meet and greet? Like, yeah, kind of. That's how they told me 2 days ago. And then at my table today, everyone's coming up going, oh, Garrett, I can't wait to go to your comedy hour. Oh, your comedy special. I don't know, is Netflix gonna be recording it? Hey, I mean, what is it? Hey, tell me. I'm like, oh my God. I have to do comedy here? So I'm just being straight up with you right now. And I honestly was taken back. I'm like, wow, they could have given me a little bit more time to prepare, right? So backstage, I'm negotiating with Bonnie Gordon. I'm like, Bonnie's like, well, I'm singing 2 songs, but I guess I could add another one to help you out. I'm like, yes, please. What do you have? She goes, well, I have a Princess Bride one that pretty much explains all of Princess Bride. I go, that sounds perfect, yes. What else do you have? I also have a Pokemon song, right? And I don't even remember the band that she said that the song that she was. Are you back there, Bonnie?
I'm here.
Oh, hi. Okay. Hey, what was the Pokemon? Come out here. Ladies and gentlemen, Bonnie Gordon.
I was calling an Uber, but Sorry. No, I was.
But what was the name of the song?
Which one? Wrecking Ball, but it's Pokeball.
So that was the parody she was gonna do. And so then you said Mr. Brightside for Princess Bride, and
AC/DC's TNT for D&D.
Yeah! So I chose Princess Bride because not only is that one of my favorite films of all time, okay? Yours too?
Oh, it's my favorite movie and book.
Aw, and book, yes.
It was a book. It was a book, you guys. Just in case you didn't know, it's a book.
I think they know. But this is a Trek crowd. They know. I feel, yeah, they know. But more importantly, Mr. Brightside is sung by The Killers.
Yes.
And The Killers is a local Las Vegas band. So I felt, being a Vegas resident myself, I live here, I felt this is the way to go. The Killers and Mr. Brightside.
I totally knew that.
Did you know that? You didn't know that. So now,
I knew the Killers.
yes. Yes, so she said she agreed to do that song, and I even said, how about, could you do it like another one, maybe? And she said,
I mean, I could. I just got to get the tracks ready. Poor tech are like, oh God, I'm emailing them things backstage, so.
But I want to thank you for doing the extra song. It was wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, Bonnie Gordon.
I have CDs at my table. What? Shameless plug. Let me pick it up.
Go on. You left a bit over here too. Take that with you. Okay. Bonnie Gordon, thank you so much. If I die, I want to come back reincarnated as Bonnie Gordon. Oh my God. It just... Love her. I mean, just the amount of talent in that person. I mean, just crazy, right? Just singing, dancing. She's like a triple... talk about triple threats? She's like a quadruple threat, okay? She's at another yeah. Look at that. One applause in the back. She's like, clap, 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 clap. She's like, yeah, good job.
Love you, Bonnie.
Woo, look at that. More love, more love. So anyway, that's the honest to God truth. I really didn't know that this was going to be happening. But that being said, I am an entertainer at heart, so I'm able to fill in and do what I need to do. As you can see, I'm wearing a shirt. Can you read what it says? By the power of Delancey. By a show of hands, who does not know By the Power of Delancey? Just curious, just, yeah, okay, it's a fair share. There's a fair share. I think that's a good entry point. Yeah? Okay, let's talk about that. By the power of, by the way, I also have a cough drop in my mouth. I don't know why I did that. I was so nervous backstage about, oh my God, they're gonna throw me on stage without me being prepared. I'm gonna eat a cough drop for no reason. I'm not even sick. There it is. At the end of my show, one of you will walk up and go, it's mine. Yep, I got his DNA, I can clone him now. I can have my very own Garrett Wang in my basement. So, oh my gosh. There was a gal, the first Star Trek cruise I went on, there was a gal named Jean, lovely gal from Toronto, and she was there with her husband, and she was in love with Harry Kim, in love. We went to this tour of the rum factory, or whatever it was, and we all got these little Dixie cups filled with a little bit of rum to sample their rum. At the end, they collected them all, and someone was about to dispose of them, and Jean goes, I'll do it! And she quickly grabs it, and then runs away. The trash can was in the same room. She goes out of the room to another room around a corner for a while. And I kept thinking, oh my God, she goes, okay, that's not Garrett's, that's not Garrett. This is Garrett's cup. This Dixie cup has his DNA. I'm keeping it. So anyway, that's a weird segue that I have with that. But this, By the Power of Delancie, was something that happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, many, many years ago. Oklahoma, represented in the house by Jen over there, yes. There was an amazing convention called Trek Expo. Anyone attend Trek Expo other than Jen? Anyone else? Any other Oklahoma people? Okay. Amazing convention. They had all the biggest, they had everybody. All the captains went to it. Really amazing show. And they would ask the actors to be part of a talent show at the end, or the middle of the convention, like Saturday night. They would go up to each actor's autograph table and say, yeah, so we're recruiting people for the talent show. What can you do? So people would come in. Some would sing, other people would recite poetry. It was sort of a mixed bag. So I said, I'll MC. I'll just be the MC. So I'll do Jeff Rector's bit, right? By the way, Jeff, I love Jeff goes like, yeah, before an actor, I was a model. JCPenney. I was gonna say to you guys, before I was an actor, I was a model. Sears Tough Skins. All the models stood this way and then turned back to camera like that. So you could see the Sears Tough Skin jeans. I keep delaying the story. This is such a good story. I want to milk it out just a little bit. So at the talent show I'm emceeing, John Delancie gets up. He reads from a short story. He reads a short story. It's called The Devil and Daniel Jones or something like that. So he's reading this thing, and it's filled with profanity. There are F-bombs everywhere. We're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is the Bible Belt, okay? No, let's say this is the belt buckle of the Bible Belt. All right, the buckle, okay? So, the buckle. And every time he said a curse word, you could see everyone in the audience just their bodies getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and everything just scrunching together. The nerves were tense. When he finally said, "The end," closes the book, there was like a sigh of relief. Just all across the room, everyone's like, "Oh, it's done." As he's walking out, the entire stage collapses. The whole pipe and drape collapses. He freezes because the whole thing collapses. He freezes in the doorway. That's the only way John Delancie did not die, is because he was standing in the doorway portion. Everything fell around him and went crash. I go, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? And I'm the MC, so the head of the convention comes up, Garrett, you gotta get up there and do something. I'm like, okay, oh my God. So I get up there and I go, ladies and gentlemen, John Delancie is so powerful as Q that his energy brought the entire stage down. That's Q's, the power of Q. And then there's a guy sitting in the front row at the talent show, and he was dressed as, I think it's Gandalf, and he had a staff with a globe at the end, you know, a little crystal. And I go, sir, may I borrow your staff? And he's like, yes, you may. I said, does this staff light up? He's like, yes, just click it. I go, click, and boom, lights up. So I said, John Delancie, he has so much power. It's almost like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, when he takes his sword out and he goes, by the power of Grayskull, and all this power goes into He-Man's sword. It was like John Delancie. So I took the staff, and I said, John Delancie, and his power is like, by the power of Delancie, is what I did, which in and of itself isn't that funny, right? But the next day, when I'm on stage doing my Q&A, someone raises their hand, and I said, yeah, what is your question? And he said, I don't have a question. I have a story to tell you. And I said, oh, do tell. And he said, we left the talent show yesterday. We got in our truck, and as we were driving along, we didn't go half a mile, and the truck broke down. We were on the side of the road, we were looking at the engine, we were trying to figure it out. We couldn't figure anything out. It was a mystery to us. We were frustrated, and then one of us suggested, why don't we use the power of Delancie? We all agreed. So we all came out, there was 4 of us. 3 of us were out with the hood up of the pickup, with our hands on the engine. The 4th in our party was inside with the key in the ignition. We stood there and said, by the power of Delancie, imbue us the power to start this pickup truck. He turned the ignition, and it started. This was the birth of the power of the church of the power of Delancie. It was literally, I mean, so then I told this story in a couple of other conventions in other cities. Then I started getting emails from people, right? This one woman was like, yeah, I was at the convention you were at in, Cincinnati, whatever, I'll throw a city, random city out. And I heard your story, and to be perfectly honest, I've been jobless for the last 9 months. It's been so frustrating. I've sent in, I've submitted different applications online, and nothing has come of it. So after seeing you and your story and how their pickup started, I thought, what the heck? I'm gonna give it a shot. So I, as I hit, right before I hit send, I said, by the power of Delancie, grant me a job. I hit send, I got a job. Got another email from a lady. She goes, my son and I went to Star Trek Las Vegas for the very first time. And well, we didn't realize how expensive it would be. We went through our budget in the first day. We had nothing left. We literally had coins in our pockets. We went to the slot machines. We went to the nickel slot machine. We looked at each other and said, you know what? It's time for the power of Delancey. We put our money in. Before we pulled it, of course, we said, by the power of Delancey, grant us a jackpot. We won a jackpot. We were able to pay for food for the rest of the convention and a few autographs as well. It's just like, oh, okay. So the power of Delancey is kind of real in a way. So an artist made this shirt from Oklahoma. It's Jerry Bennett. Look him up online. Give him some love on Instagram. Bennett. Jerry Bennett did this by the power of Delancey shirt. Thank you. Thank you. I have no idea what I'm going to say right now. Billy, what should I talk about? He's like, I don't know.
Talk about what happened last night.
Last night? Oh, I remember last night.
What's your favorite place in Vegas?
My favorite place in Vegas? Right here with y'all. No. That's my impersonation of Bonnie. No, just kidding. I mean, I love Bonnie. My favorite place in Vegas? I don't know. I mean, my home, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah, I do. People ask me all the time when I meet strangers, they don't know what I do. They're like, oh, hey, where are you from? I said, well, I live in Vegas. Like, oh, what do you do in Vegas? And I say, my laundry. And they go, ha ha ha, no, be serious. What do you do? I go, literally, my laundry. I travel so much. I think in June and July, those from June 15th to like the end of July, I flew 30 different flights in that time. So I told the guy, so when I explained to the stranger, I go, to be perfectly honest, I fly 120,000 miles on American and another 60,000 miles on other various airlines. So just shy of 200,000 miles a year is what I'm flying. I'm going to different conventions, different shows, visiting friends, it's become the norm. So my favorite place is, probably my home, because that's the only place I get to go to when I'm in town, or a good restaurant, a good restaurant. And you got some amazing restaurants in Las Vegas, for sure. And for those who happen to be vegan or vegetarian, amazing options there too, which is rare. I'm pescatarian, so I'm actually a vegetarian that can still eat seafood, right? My friends joke with me, they're like, hey, you're Presbyterian. I go, no. That's not exactly the correct word. No, thank you. Harry's happy hour. It's so funny. I have a sign. Yeah. Do you like the font though, or do you think you could be like? What was your suggestion? What would you do as a font if you were to change that?
Something cursive.
Cursive. Okay. How about you, ma'am?
Courier New. No, I'm kidding.
She's like, New Times Roman? I'll go with that, so.
So funny.
Talk about Lieutenant Paris.
Favorite Voyager? Talk about my parents?
Lieutenant Paris.
Oh, I thought you said, I heard Lieutenant Paris. I was joking with a fan earlier. I was like, you need to be a fan of Harry Cool Kim as opposed to Tom Poo Poo Paris, is what I said. She said that made her laugh so hard. This is an adult woman, not a child. Okay, she was laughing, so I just kept going with that whole Tom Poo Poo Paris. And now all of you will tell him that when he comes in on Friday, I'm sure. Garrett refers to you as Tom Poo Poo Paris. Literally, this is the first time I've ever said that out of my mouth. Was earlier at my table to entertain this one fan, which made her laugh so hard. Yes, but he could say I'm Harry Cuckoo Kim, as in cuckoo, like that, right? As opposed to cool Kim, which is what I'm trying to do, like LL Cool J. Captain Janeway, Kate Mulgrew, did a PSA with LL Cool J, and we were at Friday, so we said, hey, what's everyone doing for the weekend? And Kate goes,
well, on Saturday, tomorrow, I will be filming a PSA with a rap artist named LL Cool J.
So Monday comes around, and I'm a fan of all different genres of music, including rap. So I literally was, Monday morning, we were shooting on the bridge early, and the first thing when Kate comes on the bridge, I'm like, oh, how was it?
I was what?
I said, you're the PSA!
Oh, with LL Cool JJ?
She changed his name from Friday to Monday. It became,
LL Cool JJ.
and I said, yeah, good enough, Kate. Okay, and then I said, how was it?
Well, it's very peculiar. It was very hot on the soundstage, and he kept saying, I'm marinating, I'm marinating.
This is a true story. This really happened. Yeah. This really happened. Kim McGrew, one time I had a dream about her. But it was not like that. It was not like that at all. But if I describe the dream to you, you're gonna think you're a liar. It really does sound. Okay, so in the dream, Kate is in lingerie, okay? But very tasteful lingerie. Let's just say, you know, a Victorian era lingerie, okay? So, not sexy at all, okay? So, everything's covered, okay? So anyway, she's in Victorian era lingerie and she's crawling towards me on all fours, okay? But the crazy thing is there was nothing sexual about the dream, there was nothing in that. It didn't even, the needle didn't go that far at all. It was still over here, right? Nothing. And it was just some random weird dream. And I told Kate about it the next day because that's the type of person I am. I'm very blunt, say whatever happened. But also it was a dream that meant nothing. It wasn't a sexy thing at all. And I said, Kate, I had a crazy dream. You were in my dream last night.
Really, what happened?
And I said, well, you were in Victorian lingerie and you were crawling towards me on all fours. And I said, but there was nothing sexual about it, is what I said to her. It was a totally innocent, weird, just bizarre dream. And she just stopped. And she looked at me, she gave me a once over, and she went,
You're too young.
and walked away. All I kept thinking was, I was this close to having Nookie with Captain Janeway! She gave me a once over. She was like,
Possibly. No, you're too young. You're a Boy Scout, Harry. I need a bad boy like Chakotay.
there you go. That never happened. What the hell, right? It's like, come on. If you're in space for 7 years away from your boyfriend Mark and your dog, you're allowed to stray a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck? I mean, come on. Everyone, yeah, we all see that. Favorite episode of Voyager? Caretaker, because 2 episodes. Caretaker because it's the first episode. It's the first of all the Voyager episodes. It introduces all the characters. It was my chance to introduce myself and get to know my fellow Voyager actors that I was about to embark on a 7-year journey with. So that was my favorite. We were on location. It was a 31-day shoot. Typically, Caretaker is like a 2-parter, right? So we film 1 episode in 7 days. So Caretaker should have taken 14 days. In actuality, the shooting schedule was 31 days. So of the 31 days, this is kind of crazy, Janeway was in 16 of the 31 days. Tom Paris and Harry Kim shot 30 of the 31 days. That's why we're the best duo in all Star Trek history, because we established it right off the bat. You were like, there they are, over and over again. So, Tom and Harry to save the day. Okay. It's so funny. You talk about Captain Proton being a popular, everyone loves Captain Proton, holodeck program. So they made a Captain Proton poster, right? So it's got that awesome poster, and many fans have brought it up to the table for me to sign. And if you look at the poster, it's got Robbie there wearing his thing, he's got his ray gun, it has Chaotica, and he's looking evil, dastardly. It has everyone in there, it has the robot as well, the robot's there too. But there's no Harry. It just says Harry Kim as Buster Kincaid in text. That's it. There's no image of Harry. So every poster that comes up, I draw Harry in there. Like stick figure, right? I'm not sitting doing a portrait, like, let me see, okay, hold on. Yeah. No, it's quick. But then I put an arrow saying Harry right here. I used to do this thing where people brought ships to me. Either an image of a ship, the actual Voyager ship. I was like, are you a person with a sense of humor? And they're like, yes. So you're okay if I write something funny on your poster or your ship? They're like, sure. So then I would I'd take an arrow and point it toward one of the windows on the USS Voyager, and I would write, Harry sleeps here. Dot, like that. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna segue backwards. The cough drop, okay. Gene from Toronto, DNA, okay. So I come to you with that story because I forgot to say, there was one year, I was at Tulsa, and I was in the back area smoking a cigarette. I've since quit, thank you, but I was... If you're having problems quitting smoking, I took Chantix, the drug that stops the urges to smoke, so maybe that can help you guys. Anyway, so I remember I finished smoking, and then the following year, this fan came up with this like scrapbook, and he's like, would you sign this please? And I turn it over, I go, what is that? He goes, that's your cigarette butt from last year on the side of the building. I waited for you to leave. Could you please sign it? I'm like, okay. I've never, literally, I haven't refused signing literally anything, except for one time a woman came up and she said, hi, would you please sign my baby's head? I said, you want me to take this Sharpie with poisonous chemicals and sign your newborn infant child's cranium? And she goes, yes, please. I said, no way, and so that's the only thing I didn't sign. So that was it. What's that?
That's not my elbow.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, the elbow. Everyone's heard the elbow story by now. Come on. Who hasn't heard elbow story? Ooh. What rock have you been living under, people? The elbow story. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay, fine. We're filming an episode, and we're doing a walk and talk through the corridor, okay? So it's basically, what time is it, by the way? Oh, it's right there. I can see it. Thank you. So it's Jerry Ryan, it's 7 of 9, and it's Ensign Kim doing a walk and talk down a corridor, okay? So when we come on the set, they have a rehearsal. It's not for the actors. The rehearsals are primarily for the camera crew and the director to see if everything is going well. So are they using a dolly, maybe a steady cam. Anyway, we go through the rehearsal, and the way the rehearsal begins is the director will look at everyone and say, okay, everyone, let's go to 1. Start at 1, the first position, action on the rehearsal. So Jerry and I are walking, and as we're walking, he goes, cut! Because the director will usually cut it before you're done with the entire scene, because he sees something that he wants to change or whatever. He'll cut it early, and that usually happens 90% of the time. So he cuts it. So to be a gentleman, I'm trying to escort Jerry Ryan back to position 1. He's like, back to 1. And I reach back to grab what I thought was her elbow. Oh. It wasn't her elbow. Someone goes, lucky dog! Okay. It was her left breast, is what it was. So I realized very quickly, I go, that's not her elbow. And I look back, I go, and I'm turning red and purple. And then Jerry was like, her nickname was Gooby for me. She's like, Gooby? And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was your elbow. And she's like, uh-huh. All the crew are laughing at me. Everyone's laughing at me. I'm turning purple, red. I'm so embarrassed. It's just embarrassing. They send the actors back to their trailers for them to light the set. The lighting crew takes anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half sometimes. So we come back 45 minutes later, and I'm on the set first. I'm waiting. Jerry comes on after me, and I can hear laughter. Like, she's just laughing. Other people are laughing. I'm like, what's going on? She walks onto the set, and more people start laughing. And I look over at her, and she's got a Post-it note stuck on her shoulder with the words elbow and an arrow pointing down to the elbow. She has a second Post-it note right here on her, clavicle right here that says not an elbow, pointing down to her breast. And so she comes on, just waltzes on with this, and she's spinning around so everyone can see, right?
And I'm like, very funny, Jerry. And she goes like, I just thought you might need a visual aid. Like that. So that's the elbow story. Yay! We're knocking them down one by one. It's funny. I hope the people that left it actually had other engagements or dinner to go to, because it always makes me feel like, did I say something that offended them? Janeway and Victorian on all fours? Is that what made them go, I never! I am not a fan of Harry Kim, ever! No! If you are in a panel with Marina Sirtis, Counselor Troy, do not leave the room, okay? Do not leave the room. Just stay in the room, because if you get up, this is just, oi, where are you going? Where are you going? Really? Did I bore you? Where are you? I mean, she takes offense to it. It's just like, and then the fan's like, the bathroom? I gotta pee! It's just like, so it's kind of funny. But when people leave, I always think, oh my God, did I tell a fart story? I mean, what happened? Like, people have weird things that make them, want to leave, so. Or they could be going to dinner, Other question?
Let me get that cough drop.
Security! Sears, Tough Skins. Okay. It's so funny. My early conventions that I went to, I'd always start out saying like, okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, everybody, I'm gonna make sure that everyone gets a good photo that's posed and ready. So I would sit there and I'd smile like this, and I'd get everyone in the middle, like, hey. Then I would go to this section and I'm like, hey. Then this fart section, for those of you who have been to old conventions of mine, they got the action pose. The action pose was basically something that I could take my action figure and, pose them that way. And it was always like in a run thing like this. And I would do that specifically because 9 times out of 10, before doing that, fans would come up, or they would post on Facebook, oh, I was at your talk, it was amazing. And the picture they post is me going, it's like the ugliest face you've ever seen, right? And they're so proud of it. And then you look like, they got 300 likes on that? Oh, everyone's seen, they've all seen it! So that's my neurotic side coming out, right? So, oh my God.
You're the best.
You really want that cough drop, don't you? Madam, thou shalt not have my cough drop. How dare you? Well, just kidding. She's like, I'll eat it right now. No!
I made a fridge magnet out of a selfie with you last year.
You made a fridge magnet out of a selfie with me last year. I'm a fridge magnet?
Yep.
I'll take that. I like that. Who doesn't want to be a fridge magnet? God. Add a cough drop. She goes, add a cough drop to it. Anyone ever see Portlandia? Like, put a bird on it. But he's like, put a cough drop on it. So, okay. Very funny. I want to talk about the one commercial that I auditioned for that was such a groundbreaking, well, it was a huge deal. It was Big Red chewing gum, and this is a big deal. We go in, and after we get a call back, which is rare in the world of commercials. You get a call back, and so we get there, and they're like, okay, congratulations, actors. We have whittled the number from 800 down to 80. You are the remaining 80 actors. We'll be casting 3 of you. I'm like, oh. You'll be going into the room 5 at a time. You'll be sitting on stools, and we will be asked one question. The audition will be recorded on video camera. There will be a hardwire to a monitor to the side. There's an office screen set up. The president of Wrigley's Chewing Gum will be there. The head of the Madison Avenue Advertising Agency, he will be there, as well as 2 other executives. Do not get nervous. And we're like, okay. Don't let it, mess you up. So we're gonna ask each one of you one question. We want you to answer just regular slice of life. Just don't be all commercially and smiley. Just answer it with your own personality, with your own voice. So the first question to the first actor was, how long have you been in Los Angeles? And he says, well, I got here 3 years ago from Michigan, and it's been going pretty well. I've booked a couple things already. Okay, good. Next person, tell us your hobbies. He's like, well, I like fishing and golf, and I like doing outdoor stuff. They came to me, he's like, where are you from? I said, okay, California, Indiana, Bermuda, Memphis, Tennessee, back to California. And so the guy running the audition goes, so you're a military brat, huh? All those places I mentioned have bases, so it's assumed that would be the correct fact. So he goes, you're a military brat, huh? And without skipping a beat, I looked into the camera and I said, no, actually my parents are heroin importers. And we have stayed one step ahead of the law. When heroin came out of my mouth, every actor's head went boom, 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 boom. What? The guy running the audition was giving me the kill signal. And daggers coming out of his eyes like, no, you stop right now. I'm going to kill you. And so I looked at the camera and just chilled out a little bit. And then I broke into a bit of a smile, trying to convey, I'm just kidding, oh my God. Well, I looked at the office screen that was next to the video camera. It was moving because they were laughing so hard. I went home, my agent called me, he's like, you booked Big Red. I'm like, oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so the lesson behind this story is sometimes to get through life or to succeed in life, you need to think outside of the box. That's the message I want to convey to you, if anything. Think outside the box. I'll give you another audition story from my friend, another Asian actor friend of mine, Mike Paul Chan, and he went for it was a McDonald's Eskimo commercial. So basically it was a room full of Asian dudes in parkas that were waiting to go audition for this, and it was the crying Eskimo commercial. And so what it was they were showing an Eskimo around a fishing hole. He's fishing, it's cold. He pulls out his lunch, it's a McDonald's burger, but as he's handling the burger, the patty drops into the ice hole, and all he has left are the buns. And he's like, and he starts crying. So that was the whole thing. And this commercial came out in like the 80s or something. So all of them, every single person did just about the same thing. They went in, did the commercial, patty falls in, and they mimicked it. They actually handed the top and bottom of a hamburger patty to all the actors to use that, but so top and bottom of the buns. So the patty itself, they didn't bring any meat in. So you had to mimic the fact that the meat fell into the ice hole and start crying. So every single person did the same thing. Falls in, oh, my burger, my lunch, cry, cry, cry. Michael Paul Chan, he gets up there, he mishandles it, patty falls into the ice hole, it's gone forever, he still has the buns, and he starts crying, but what he does different, and outside of the box from every other actor there, is he's like, he takes the buns, and he blows his nose in. He got the job, so. Think outside the box. If you don't take anything away from here tonight, Victorian underwear, you're gonna take away, think outside the box. That's what you're gonna do. Oh my God. Okay, how am I doing for not having any preparation at all? Okay. Honestly, thank you. As the day went on, more and more people were coming up. Can't wait to your comedy hour, see ya, like that. They didn't even come to say hi to me. They're just like, we'll see you later. Yeah, we'll be there. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta talk. Oh, but it's been good. It's been a good evening. Yeah. Oh my gosh. My mom and dad were on the cruise. Who was on the cruise here? How many cruisers? Okay. There's a Star Trek cruise convention, which is quite amazing for those of you who haven't gone on it or heard about it. It's really quite special. I took my parents on for the first time. That was my 4th or 5th Star Trek cruise. But it was so funny because my parents, they were, every time I would be in the room and I would be prepping for my stand-up that I did. I did a 1-hour set on that cruise ship. And for those of you who have tried stand-up comedy, 1 hour is a long time to talk, a long, long time. But my parents would leave the room, and it was almost like they were on an away mission. Like they were crew members, like going out, meeting the different fans. And my mom would, any person she met, she goes, "I want to show you his baby pictures." She said, she was getting, all these fans were giving them their address, saying like, "Please come visit us." And my mom was like, "I will be there." Like that. I'm like, "Mom, what are you doing?" Like that. She accepted like 10 different offers of visiting different families that she just randomly met, on the cruise. They went to the talent show, or they went to Tim Russ's musical performance, and my dad was coming back. So every time they came back to the room, they would give me a status report, of their away mission away on the Star Trek cruise. And my dad's like, "Oh, we saw." So my mom speaks perfect English. My dad has Chinese accented English. He goes, "We saw Tim Russ. He's so good. But it's loud. So I left. But he's so talented." So it was just hearing them go off on this was it was so cute to see that. And my mom's the type of person who literally, everything that I have, my personality, who I am, how I relate to all of you, it comes from my mother. My mother is a very personable, very upfront type of person. In Taiwan, where she grew up, when you take the college entrance exams, it's similar to the SAT, but it's different in that with the Taiwanese college entrance exam, there is a portion of the exam that will actually rate or grade your artistic ability, how creative, your creative side, which is something you don't see in the SAT or ACT. So, and after they grade the tests, they post the results in the national newspaper the next day in terms of who got into what university and the order. So the person who scored perfect in the math section is the #1 pick to the Taiwan School of Engineering. You see, that's how it goes. It's like an NFL draft or NBA draft. It's like they've got. So my mom's looking through there. She can't find it. I don't see my name anywhere. And then she goes, flips the page. She was the #1 pick to the Taiwan School of Drama. Okay, #1 pick. But her dad, my grandfather, wouldn't allow her to go. He said, "Nope, absolutely not. Over my dead body." My mom was so upset. She goes, "Why? I want to do this." But historically speaking, in China, when you're talking about professions and what is respectful, the top tier, the most respected occupation in China is teacher or professor. Okay, that's #1. Then it starts going down, down, down. At the bottom rung is merchant or businessman. Okay, and then in the sewer, beneath the ladder, is actor. Because they were thought of as the people that were so stupid that they couldn't teach, but they had really attractive faces, just good looking and dumb. And let's just relegate them to actor, right? So it's never been a respected profession. So my grandfather 86'd that idea. And I kept telling my mom, "You should have ran away from home. You should have just followed your passion, Mom." And she says, "Yeah, but if I did, I'd probably be married to Jackie Chan and you wouldn't be here." Fair enough. So, yeah. So anyway, so all of my stuff that I do is almost, always in tribute or in honor of my mom because of what she had to put up with and giving up her dream and kind of allowing me and following me on my journey to follow my dream and my passion. So. All right. On that note, I know this says scheduled to go towards 7, but I told them I have a dinner engagement that I promised to be at. So I want to thank all of you for being here so much. Thank you. Now that I know this is going on, next year will be better. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night.